Good morning. It's a Sunday. It's a Sunday morning, and oh no, there's a dog here. There we go. And he's like really friendly, and he's really big. This is my video diary of my Canada trip. It's day 2. And then I waited for my aunt and my uncle to pick me up so that we can do grocery shopping. Then they dropped me off at the Country Club Center Mall. Why? Because I did prior research and I know that there's a comic book store there called Curious Comics. So I went to the mall, and by this time it was about sunny. Bit warmer than yesterday. It was a bit of a drizzle, but it was tolerable. So go around the mall and check the place out. Well, Curious Comics isn't exactly the comic book store I was hoping to find. So last time I was here, there was this comic book store in Vancouver, and it had like rows and rows of back issues. It was just this it was exactly how I pictured. Well, good thing is it wasn't in a mall, so it's just like it's this old dingy shop, and I found like a lot of back issues there, and like I said, it's rows and rows of back issues, and that's what I saw. Now that's what I was hoping to find. This one at the mall, it didn't have the back issues. I mean, it had the new releases, it had some graphic novels, collected trade paperbacks, you know, everything that I already see in Manila. But, you know, I was hoping to find back issues that I won't find in Manila anymore. You know, like from the from like the 90s or something, like to add to my Avengers collection. So yeah, I didn't find that there. There were some games, there were some toys at this particular store, but nothing there really like caught my fancy. And I realized the thing with living in a global economy is that, not really a global economy, but let me put it this way. I mean, Manila is like, I didn't know it was like rolling with the time so much that a lot of the stuff that you'll find that you didn't think you'd find there, surprisingly you will find there. And I'm talking about like merchandise and stuff. I mean, there was a time that I used to get frustrated with the toys that I want because they won't be available in Manila, and well, lo and behold, you find them somewhere in Manila. Books, comics even, you know? It's funny. So, there really wasn't much there that I particularly liked, that I didn't think, that I thought, you know, it would be worth buying. So, you know, I just looked around the mall, see what else I can find. There were bargains, like there was a shoe store where you get shoes for half off, and then you get another pair for like the equal, for free if it's like the equal amount, or if it's, you know, it's like promos like that I really want to check out, but I really didn't like the shoe selection, so didn't really bother. What's nice though was that I forgot, I should have taken note of the name of the store. What's nice though is that they arranged the shoes by shoe sizes, so it's easy to find. I mean, like, I just had to look at one rack of size 8, size 7 shoes, and that's about it. And I still didn't like the selection. Again, didn't take any photos because it would be weird. Yeah. There's an electronics store called The Source, and they were selling cameras, like video cameras, Canon video cameras, or Sony, and they're like from 300 something bucks down to 150, like almost 50% off. And I was so tempted to buy a new camera. I'm like, no, I don't need a new camera. I already have this one right here. I don't need it. I don't need a new camera. you know, the internal monologue in my head, and I'm computing the price, and they're almost the same price as this camera. And no, actually they're worth more than this camera, because like I said, they're 50% off. But I'm like, no. Maybe I'd come back, since the promo prices are like up until March something anyway. And if I manage to save up a lot of money, you know, I could just go back and probably get something. I'm interested in getting a flip cam type camera, you know, so that's something to consider. What about the mall? Again, there were a lot of bargain books. I'm surprised to find that The Gathering Storm and The Towers of Midnight, books 11 and 12, books 12 and 13 of the Wheel of Time series, they were at 30% off, and these are hardcovers, and I'm like, why? I checked out some paperbacks from fantasy books. Again, the selection is so limited, and there were a lot of items in sale though, but again, I didn't like the titles, so sorry. Then I went out to eat, and I thought, you know what, let's go eat some, you know, I'm ready for junk food. I got like a chili dog from Orange Julius and some light calorie drink that I have. So I didn't even really think, you know, I didn't really think about the price. I just went ahead and got it. Cost me almost $10. Damn. Which in hindsight was probably a bad idea. But you know, you only get to live once. I only get to stay here like a few days, you know, a few weeks, so whatever. The chili dog wasn't enough for me though, so I went to this other store. They were selling, it's called Mozzarellas, and they were selling like burgers with mozzarella in them. So you know, let's give it a try. I didn't like it. You know, I thought, you know, I'd make the most out of my buck, and when the cashier said like, would you like everything on it, like everything on the burger, and she like ran down all the condiments, all the toppings. I said, go, sure, let's have all of them in there. I mean, I'm not particularly a big fan of mustard, but I had them whip it up there anyway. So I taste the burger, and the patty's like really thin. It's almost like the Burger Machine patty from Philippines, but anyway, it's thin. And with everything in it, like tomatoes, lettuce, and ketchup, and mustard, and some form of onions, I didn't really taste the mozzarella anymore. But it's really big. The serving's really big. I was actually concerned if I can finish it, but I finished it. I did. So I had that for lunch. Late breakfast actually. What else? So after that, I came back to the source to pick up the mini tripod, where this camera is sitting on right now, because it was at like 50% off. It was like $6, which I computed in my head would be around less than 300 pesos back in the Philippines. So I thought, why not? Let's get a mini tripod and lens camera cleaner kit. I forgot how much this cost, but I kept the receipt. But I remember it was at 50% off. It has like brushes and some lens cleaning fluid, so I could use it for my camera. So yeah, microfiber cloth. What else? That's about it. And I decided to step out, and it was again drizzling, but it's halfway between snow and actual rain, because you can see like solid bits falling from the sky, and then it hits the ground and it's water. And it's fucking cold, and it was just awful. And it was windy, it was cold, it was awful. I mean, well, you know, the temperature I can take, but then that wind hits you and it's awful. I mean, I had a hood on with me, and I was more adequately prepared in terms of jacket thickness, what have you. Unfortunately, it was not enough. I wish I brought like my scarf and my cap with me and had gloves so I could be more comfortable walking. But no. And it was at this point that I thought, I can take photos already. Except that I didn't want to risk my lenses because, I don't exactly have a DSLR. But the thing is, any camera lens would not survive that rain of slushies. Yeah. No. And I couldn't handle the cold. I went to the other store, like across the street, the parking lot, to go to this game store for like PSPs and Wii and all these gaming consoles, just to check out some games and see if I'm tempted to buy a Nintendo DS, if I can play just so I can play like Golden Sun, Dark Dawn. There's no Golden Sun, Dark Dawn in this particular store. The DS was there though, but no. So I walked back out and it's fucking cold. I went back to the mall just to warm up, came back out and then walked to the Future Shop just to see some electronics. I wanted to see if they'd have like Arco's tablets or Creative tablets and the new Zen Touch mini tablet. They didn't have any of those, so I'm looking more and more disappointed here that a lot of the things I'm looking forward to see aren't here. I walked all the way to the house. I was the only one walking. Surprise, surprise. And then waited for my cousins. My cousin Monique arrived around 5 p.m. I think I had like an afternoon nap. Jordan arrived around 6. We had dinner at a Vietnamese restaurant and we were talking about the differences between Manila and here. And that's when it hit me. Not only is Manila starting to be more like worldly in terms of the products it imports and sells to the people, it's really faster. The life there is so much faster than life here. And I've always expected as much. There's not much of a nightlife, I was told, but there are clubs and bars that I can hit. But I've yet to hit it. So yeah. So we're just talking. We had some nice Vietnamese noodle soup dinner. And that's about it. That's about my day 2 here. So yeah, bye.